Welcome to Ed Talks. I'm here in Manchester and I have received the second letter to Ed Talks. So I'm just going to play the recording. This person from Bulgaria has written in, sent in his letter through voice. So let's all hear this moral dilemma that he's facing.
Dear Ed, my name is Mihail Georgiev. I'm born in Bulgaria, but I graduated university in Manchester in England. So my dilemma is I want to go back home and let's say I want to have my own business there, and in a way apply what I know from England, my experience, business skills, apply it back home and contribute to the society in a way. So my dilemma is that being in England, I have a little bit different values, and by that I mean there is no corruption in England, or very little. People are really honest, and of course, there are exceptions, but in general you can trust people, and the system is working really well. So for me it will be easy to do something here, but I also want to do something back home in Bulgaria. And in Bulgaria there is corruption, and it's, as a society, is normal, it's accepted to be normal, and most people are involved, and so it's considered as something normal, and to me it's not normal. So this is, it's not within my values. So if I do something and I'm asked as a business in Bulgaria and I'm asked to break my values, I will have to do it in a way to be successful there, probably. So my question is, how can I bring everything I have from here, all the good values, and not change myself being there with bad values, but actually change the society with the good values, bringing there, if it makes sense, in Bulgaria. Thank you very much, and I wait for your answer.
Mihail, thank you so much for submitting your voice recording. It is a very difficult, ethical, moral situation that you are faced with, and it is not something that you can solve within yourself, because obviously you have a set of values that you want to bring back home, and that is in conflict with perhaps your Bulgarian values. There are a set of values that your culture has adopted that seems to contradict what you believe are good. A lot of societies, a lot of organizations, and even countries are faced with issues of corruption, and that is not something new. People at the top are always trying to find ways to extort money from the poor, and people at the bottom are trying to bribe people from the top to get away with legal structures and legal systems, to run away from the law, for example. And it is something that exists in a lot of societies, I would say, but it is not something we would like to condone. So I have done a little bit of research, and through our follow-up conversations, I have discovered a little more about Bulgarian culture, and there are two things I'd like to recommend, two steps in changing and the value systems of your country. These are the two ways that I like to recommend. The first one is to recognize the current story, to recognize and identify if there is a story that permeates your particular culture. And number two once you've identified that particular story, see if the story is helping your society, your community progress and move forward. If that particular story is preventing you from moving ahead, in terms of economics, in terms of economic development, in terms of political development, in terms of cultural development and educational development. If that particular story is not working, then you need to change the story. All right, it's a very simple solution. Find the story, change the story. Now, this is going to be very difficult. Of course, through my research, I have found out that there is a particular character that has become a very important part of Bulgarian lifestyle. So this character, as you all know, is Hitler. So Hitler is a character in your folklore, I think stemming from the Ottoman Empire. He is a very, very poor farmer, I think, and he's able to outwit a lot of people. He doesn't work. He is always finding ways to get money, cheating people of money. When police officers and people come to him, he's always able to escape and run around and basically emerge as a hero of the story. And to some extent, he is like a clown, like a jester. And I brought this mask to illustrate what Hitler might look like, Alright, so Hitler is like this mask. Well, I mean, everybody loves him. Bulgarians love him. He's funny, he's witty, he's shrewd. But, these are positive words associated with Hitler. But Hitler is also very cunning and sly and wicked, because he's able to manipulate people. To some extent, he's like the Robin Hood character, where he cheats and takes and steals money from the rich and gives to the poor. So of course there are a lot of different schools of thought whether Robin Hood or Hitler is a good character or a bad character. But again, I'm not here to critique or criticize Hitler, because obviously he has been such a huge icon in your national story. He has appeared in, I think, at least 2 films. He has appeared in your opera. He has appeared in your literature in the universities. And I think there are books written about him. There are brands using Hitler as a name. Organizations seem to admire qualities about Hitler. And obviously there are qualities that are admirable, being witty, being funny, being shrewd. So now the question is Hitler helping your country move forward? Because if Hitler is about bribing people, stealing things from officials, very similar to the story that you have recounted to me. People are trying to bribe police officers are trying to extort money, then there seems to be a very admirable quality that Bulgarians conform to. And it seems like Hitler is your national character. So what happens is, I'm gonna relate this to drama therapy. There is such a thing as a role theory. What we have done when I was working in the prisons, most of the time, people are used to playing a particular role. You can be playing the role of being a victim or being a drug addict. In prison, you are always having that same persona, same behavior, and when you're out of the prison, you are always still adopting the same set of values that you are playing the victim or playing the drug addict persona. So that particular role does not seem to help this inmate who keeps coming back to the prison system, because you keep playing the same role or same character. And in the same way, Bulgarians may be playing the hitter-petter role for too long. And what you need to do is to expand your roles, expand what we call the role repertoire. So adopt a different set of beliefs, adopt a different set of behaviors and a different character. Instead of seeing hitter-petter as a clown, maybe you start seeing a different hero in your national story, so that you are able to be adaptable and flexible. Come out of your national story, come out from your Bulgarian context and go to a different country where corruption would be frowned upon. And when you're able to assess those values, then you are able to see if these value systems are useful and helpful for your society and for your community. All right, so what you could do, for example, to move along is to, well, I wouldn't recommend killing off hitter-petter, because obviously he's a very important character in your national story. Have him go through a transformation, where he is confronted with a character where he is now unable to outwit this particular character. So maybe hitter-petter goes to Manchester, where I live right now, and he tries to bribe the police officers, and then he gets imprisoned. Or maybe his son, because hitter-petter has 7 to 9 children. So we need a fresh generation, a new generation, to question the set of values of the older generation. So hitter-petter's son can emerge as a new character to question that set of beliefs, a set of values that has got Bulgarians, so firmly rooted in. Let me give you an example. This, I'm not sure it's going to work out, but let's see if it's going to work out at all. So hitter-petter comes home and sees his son, his 14-year-old son, looking really, really sad and demoralized. And hitter-petter says, "Son, what is wrong? I've never seen you so sad." "Daddy, I've just been scolded by my teacher. I tried to do everything you taught me. I tried to get away with homework. I tried to be the best in my class, but it didn't work out. You taught me to give money to my teacher." That is not a problem. All you need to do is just get around it, do something different. What you could do is, okay, I'm going to show you a different way of getting good grades in your class, So this is what you could do. Number 1, you could start cheating or copy your friend's answers, or go to the principal. I'm sure the principal would be able to accept some money, right? Don't worry about it. I'll teach you some more steps. "No, Daddy, this is not what I want. I don't want to bribe. I want to do well because I'm good. I don't want to do well because I paid for my education. No, Daddy, I have seen my classmate who is from the UK. She is so talented, and she has a very different set of work attitude that is different from mine, and I want to compete with her because she's so smart, and I feel that I'm also very, very smart, and I don't want to keep getting favors from the teacher or from the principal, Daddy." And so what happens is, this story stops for a moment, and 5 years down the road, hitter-petter's son is imprisoned behind the walls, behind the prison bars of another country. And Hitapeta takes the effort to visit his son behind bars, and at this time his son is already almost 19 years old. His son is a young man who has a very different set of beliefs about the world. And Hitapeta comes to the prison and speaks to his son, and the son just ignores his father. And Hitapeta is just unsure why his son is giving him a cold shoulder. Son, what is wrong with you? What happened to you? Why are you behind bars? Why are you not talking to me? I've always been helping you and giving you a luxurious life. I've worked so hard, finding money and feeding you and feeding the family and making sure that you have a good education. I've bribed the principal and make sure you have good education. Daddy, that is exactly why I'm here. You told me and taught me all these things, that I can get away with anything. Obviously, these things don't work here in the UK. And today I suffer because of you. Because you taught me. You taught me things that cannot be applied anywhere else. Go away, Daddy. Please go away. And at that point in time, Hitapeta's heart shatters. For the very first time, he feels rejected by his son. His son says, "Go away." And there was nothing else he could do. And as Hitapeta walked away from the prison, a tear formed in his eye. And he wipes it away. And then the other tear starts rolling down his cheek. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Mihail and your friends and all the people in Bulgaria, we could adopt a very happy, cheerful, clownish attitude towards your life, towards our lives, thinking that there is a certain way of going around it, having these values that are, that seem to be okay in your culture, but sometimes these values are not helpful in a different context. So I'm going to invite you to change the story. If you'd like me to work with you, I'm going to extend my consultancy to see if we can change in a collective manner the stories around Hitapeta. This is not going to be an overnight change. It's going to take 2 to 3 generations, but if we never even bother changing that, then I think Bulgaria will still be faced with the same situation, having the same type of values that your ancestors have inculcated within you, and even in the next few generations. So that's a solution for you, and I hope that this has been in some way useful. Please give me comments below, and I would love to dialogue with you again and help, maybe in an ambitious way, help your country out of this particular hitter-patter problem of corruption. Alright, stay tuned to the next Ad Talks. Take care.